Good afternoon, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with another Sudoku U puzzle. This one is Polka-dot Maze by Trip, Tup, and Conejito. Conejito. Yeah. I No pronunciation guide provided, and I'm terrible at this sort of stuff. So this is a Cages and Kropki Pairs puzzle, which is cool. So the Sudoku U series, as many of you probably know, is the students of FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards, Puzzles and Paradoxes class. And through the year, they learn how to construct puzzles and think logically and work through different paradoxes. And part of what they do is they make Sudoku puzzles. And these are some of the puzzles that have been created by the class, that have been tested by the class and have considered to be worth releasing. They're normally fairly like what we call coffee break puzzles, so puzzles that you can solve over a coffee break. And I think they're really, really cool. And they're new setters that often come into the hobby, and we see, the way that new people think, and I think that's really, really cool. So, yeah, this is one that was tested by the class and passed as something that was worth seeing. So I'm going to cover them. So, Polka-dot Maze by Trip, Tup, and Conejito. I'm sorry about the pronunciation mess up. So let's have a look. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have cages. So digits add to the total in the top left corner of the cage if given, and digits cannot repeat within a cage. These 3 digits will sum to 9. These 4 digits will sum to 22. Kropki pairs. So digits separated by a black dot are in a 2-to-1 ratio. Digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive, and not all dots are necessarily given. So it would be perfectly fine for other pairs of digits in the grid to be in a 2-to-1 ratio or consecutive. That would be fine. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So 3 cells summing to 6. The minimum we could put into the cage is 1, 2, and 3, and that does sum to 6. So we know that these are 1, 2, 3. And this is going to interact with this 7 cage, because as I said, the minimum you can put in is 1, 2, 3, but I need to increase the value in that cage by 1 to get to 7. I can't increase the 1 by 1, because that would mean I have 2 2s in the cage. I can't increase the 2 by 1. So a 7 cage is 1, 2, 4. The 1, 2, 4, I can't repeat the 1, 2, 4 in the row, so this can't be a 1 or a 2. That's the 3, and this is the 1, 2 pair. Now this cell is now under a significant amount of pressure, as is my computer apparently. What's going on? Don't know. Actually, there's a fair few alerts going on, and I just need to make those go away. Okay, so this cell is under a lot of pressure because on a black dot, you must use a low digit, a 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then it's even double. And the reason for that is 1 would double to 2, 2 would double to 4, 3 would double to 6, 4 would double to 8. The next option would be 5 doubling to 10, and 10 is not a valid Sudoku digit. But this can't be a 1, a 2, or a 3, or a 4. So this would have to be the even double, and this be the 1, 2, 3, 4. But this has to be an even digit, but it can't be 2, 4. So this has to be the 6, 8, which means if this is an 8, this is a 4, and if this is a 6, this is a 3. Okay. Now, this 6 black dot actually is telling me what this is. I can't make this a 12, so this is a 3. Oh, there's a lot going on here. So this 11 cage is also telling me a lot of what's going on, because the minimum I can put into 4 cells is 1, 2, 3, 4, which sums to 10. I need to increase one of those by 1, and using exactly the same logic, if I can't increase the 1, 2, 3, I have to increase the 4 to a 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 5. Got a bit more leeway in those. If this... Oh, I've got another 6 cage. That's 1, 2, 3. So that's the 4. This is the 1, 2. If this is a 1, this is a 2. If this is a 2, this is a 1 or a 4. Either way, there must be a 2 in that pair. But I don't think that's what I'm looking at here. The minimum that could be is 4. Right, the minimum this could be is 4. So, and then the next possibility, it could be 6. But a 9 cage must contain... And right, if this wasn't 4, what would it, if this wasn't 4, what would it be? It couldn't be 1, 2, 3. It couldn't be 5. This would have to be 6. But if this was 6, these digits would have to sum to 3. And then this, which would be 1 and 2, and this cell would have no fill. This cannot, and if it was higher than 4, it'd be 8, and these would have to sum to 1, and it doesn't work. This has to be a 4, the lowest possibility it could be. These digits now need to sum to 5. Now, there's only 2 ways of making 5, 1, 4, or 2, 3. And I can't use 1, 4 because the 4 is already taken. This is the 2, 3, this is the 1, this is the 2. That's really neat. So where's the 1 in this? No, the 1 is in one of those 2 cells. These are odd digits. Now, this may not be the most elegant way of solving it, but it's stuff I'm seeing. Any consecutive dot must have an even digit on it, because 2 digits that are consecutive with each other are always an odd digit and an even digit. The 2 and the 4 are taken up, and that's even. So I've already got 3 of the 4 odd digits that exist between 1 and 9 used up. Once I use an even digit in here, these must be odd. So these are from 5, 7, and 9. And that one's not a 7. So this is from 5, 7, or 9. I'm not sure that that's helping me, though. I also know this quadruple. Oh, hang on, that digit might be important. Because this is a minimum of 6. This can't, the 3 here means this is a 1 or a 2. If this is a 9, these would have to sum to 3, and it can't because that would be 1, 2. If this is an 8, these would have to sum to 4. The only way to do that is 1, 3, which I don't have. If this is a 7, these would have to sum to 5, which would be 1, 4. And if it was 6, they'd have to sum to 6, which I think they could do with 1, 5 or 2, 4. Oh, what am I even looking at? I keep missing these cages. Why am I missing these cages? The 1, 2, 4 here makes this the 3. This can't be 1, 2, or 3. This is the 5. This is a 1, 2, 3. Why am I missing these cages? This now can't be 1, 2, 3. It could be 4, 5, 6, or 7 only. But the 1, 2 is looking down, making that the 4, and this is the 1, 2. I just completely missed the cages, didn't I? 3 is in one of those 2 now. 5, 7, and 9 have to be in here. You can never put 5, 7, or... So what is this black dot? Yeah, this is... This can't be 1, 2. It can't be 2, 4. It can't be 3, 6. This has to be 4, 8. Because remember how I said it had to have a low and its even double? 1, 2, 3 are not available. This has to be 4, 8. There's no 4 here. This is 1, 2. This is 4, 8. So there's no 4 here. But 1, 2, 3... 2 and 4 are not available. This has to... Oh, 2, 4, and 8 are not available. 6 is on this white dot. So if this was a 5, that would be 6, 5, and that would be 4. I think I could narrow this down. 6, 7, 8 is possible. But if this is 6, these would be 5 and 7. And I think they're possible as well. But this could be a 6. Now, this can't be 4, 8, because that would break that. Four is in here, though. It's probably this 22 sum. Big sums like this, I always feel are a bit weird, and I like them to disambiguate at the end, because I don't know about you, but my brain always sort of just kind of breaks around these large sums. Like once I've got a digit, it's fine, But until I've got a digit or two, I always find that there's just too many options, because you can use a couple of high digits and some low digits, or a bunch of middle digits or anything. And there's just, I don't even know how many ways there are of making a 22 cage. But like, I could use 1 and then 6, 7, 8, or I could use 9 and then I need 3 digits that sum to 13, and there's lots of different ways of doing that. There's just so many ways of doing it that it just feels messy. Now, I can't put 9 on this, so 9 is down here, which puts 9 in one of those two. This is also a quadruple. 5, 7, 8, 9. Well, 8 is in one of those two. 7 is in one of those two. This is 1, 2, 3, or 4 because it's consecutive with a 1, 2, 3. This can't be an 8. 5. Could this be a 6? Yes, 6, 5, 4. But these are from 4, 5, 6, 7. Can that be a 4? I don't see why not. There's a 6 or an 8 on that. This is 7, 8, 9, and these are 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm a little lost. 6 is in one of those two by Sudoku. So 6 is in one of those two by Sudoku. 4, 8 makes that the 3 and that the 6. So this has an 8 on it. So this is from 7, 8, 9. $12 without a 3. Now, I've already looked at this. If this is a 7, this is 1, 4. And if this is 6, this is 1, 5 or 2, 4. Oh, it couldn't be 1, 5. There must be a 4 in here. If this is 7, this is 1, 4 to get to 5. Because I can't use 2, 3. So it'd be 1, 4. If this is 6, it couldn't be 1, 5. It'd be 2, 4. So this is 1, 2, 4, and there must be a 4 in it. And that's a 1, 2, 4 triple. But that means 4 is in one of those two. This can't be a 1. If that was a 1, that would be a 2, and that cell would have no fill. That's not a 3 anymore. That's a 1, 2 pair. Am I colouring 1s and 2s around this grid? I'm a lot lost. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but it's not 9. But there's so many options for the 22 cage. Except that may not be able to be an 8. If this is an 8, the minimum these could be would be 11. Right, if this is an 8, the minimum these could be would be 5 and 6. 8, 5 and 6 is 19. If this was an 8 and these were their absolute minimum, 5 and 6, I'm at 19. This would have to be a 3. If this is an 8, this would have to be 3 or less, and that doesn't work. This is a 4, this is an 8. That means this isn't the 4, this is the 4. That means this isn't the 8, this is the 8. There's no 8 here. So these now have to sum to 18. But this is a minimum of 5. So the minimum these could be is 11. So that can't be a 9. If this is a 7, these sum to 11, and these would need to sum to 11. Which could be 5, 6, which would make that 7 and 5, and that could work. Actually, I don't think it does work, but that's a really long chain, and I don't like it. If this is 7, these would need to sum to 11. These would be 5, 6. If these are 5, 6, that's 7, 6, 5. But if that's 7, that's 9, and that's 5, and we're broken. That can't be a 7. That's the 5, that's the 9, that's the 7. I don't like that. But these sum to 9, so these need to sum to 13. If this is a 6, this is a 7. If this is a 7, this is a 6, and it can't be a 6 because there needs to be an even digit on this. So this is 6, 7, 5. 5, 6 makes that 7. I don't like that at all. There's no 9 here, so the 9 is here and here, making that the 6. I don't like that chain. I think I missed something that was more elegant. I'm sure someone will tell me what it is. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is from 1, 2, 3, 4, but it can't be 1, 2. That's a 3, 4. This is a 1, 2, 4. So 3 is on this dot net. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. 4 means this is 2 or 8, and it can't be 8. That's the 2. So this is 1. These sum to 5. So to get to 12, that's the 7, making that the 9. So this is the 6 that hasn't been placed, and these are 1 and 9, and the 9 is looking up, making that the 1 and that the 9. Yeah, the 2 looks up, making that the 3 and that the 2. These are 3, 6, and 8. The 8 and the 3 makes that the 6, taking the 6 out, and the 3 looks across, making that the 8 and that the 3. I'm really uncomfortable with how I did that. I'm sure there was something better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 7 and 9, which means this is an even digit. A 9 makes that an 8. A 7 makes this a 6 or an 8. It can't be a 6. This is an 8, which doesn't resolve that. The 1 makes that the 2 and that the 1. So I need to put a 4 in one of those two. Okay. 5, not sure. 6 is in one of those two, and 8 is in one of those two, which puts 8 in one of those two. These, well, 4, these are 4, 5, and 8. There's no 4 there. This is a known pair. 5 and 7. And the 7 makes that the 5 and that the 7. So this is a known pair. 8 and 9. So this is the 8 and this is the 9. Meaning that's not the 8, that's the 8, making that the 6. And this is now a pair, which is 4, 5. Okay. Terrified I've made a mistake on this one. So 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. So is it this black dot? It can't be 1, 2. It could be 2, 4. But this can't be a 4. So this can't be a 2. If this was a 2, this would either have to be a 1, and this would be 1, 2, which breaks that, or a 4, which it can't be. This can't be a 2. So this can't be a 1, because if this is a 1, that would have to be a 2. This is a 3, 4 pair, making that a 2. This can't be a 2 or a 4, so that's the 1, which looks down, making that the 2 and that the 1. But this being a 2 means that's the 3, that's the 4. The 3 is in a black dot relationship with the 6. The 4 looks down, making that the 5 and that the 4. This is nice. It's just... I'm uncomfortable with what I did there. I feel it was right, but I'm uncomfortable with it. The 2 makes that the 1 and that the 3, which makes that the 2, that the 1, that the 2. This triple is 2, 4, 5. There's no 4 there. There's no 2 there. There's no 2 there. That's the 5, taking 5 out of both of those, leaving that to be the 4 and that to be the 2. This row, 1, 5, and the 1 looks up, making that the 5 and that the 1. This box is missing at 7. So this is now a pair. 6 and 8? Yeah, 6 and 8. And the 6 looks across, making that the 8 and that the 6. The 8 looks back, taking 8 out of both of those. That's the 8. Of course, the 4 looks up, making that the 5 and that the 4. Now, I'm not quite down to a single box, but I'm close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 5 and 9. The 5 looks up, making that the 9 and that the 5. The 9 looks down, making that the 7 and that the 9. These are the last 2 digits, which are 3 and 7. I'll use the 3 to make that the 7 and that the 3. That is the correct solution. I'm really I may re-look off camera. I'm not going to resolve the puzzle on camera, but I'm really curious what the trick with that, or what the other thing, maybe it was just look elsewhere first rather than fixate on that 22 cage. But if that was the solution, it would have stepped the puzzle up a little, I think, in difficulty rating, although maybe that's what was needed to do some chains. Interesting. But it's possible that if I'd looked elsewhere, I would have noticed some of these interactions on dots with odd and even and stuff and got there a bit faster. But yeah, it was still a coffee break puzzle. I did it in under 20 minutes. It was just, yeah, I don't know. I saw that and I'm going to use it. Thanks everyone for watching. Hoping you're enjoying the Sudoku U series. Thank you to TripTup and Conejito, or Conejito. I really don't know the pronunciation. And yeah. If TripTup or Conejito see this and see what I did wrong, or if that wasn't what was intended, please leave a comment below as to what was. Yeah, as always, good luck with your solving.